All right, everyone, this is a video about how to draw a contour map. So we've got this big pile of chaos here with all these little numbers drawn on it, and what we're going to try to do is draw some contour lines. Now this one has already been started for us, and it goes right through the 600 foot mark, so I know that this must be the 600 foot contour line. I'm going to grab a little tool here to draw with, something that we can see, and let's kind of get started on this. So these little elevations here were made by somebody with an altimeter that went around and actually took the exact elevations of the land surface and put them on a blank map like this. So there are some rules about contour lines that we should review. First of all, they are lines of equal elevation. So everywhere along, let me get a bigger one, everywhere along this line right here, the elevation is 600 feet. Okay, it doesn't go up or down. So if you were to walk along this line, you wouldn't go up or down at all the way around here. Okay, so let's talk about some assumptions. So this is 619 feet right here, and this is 622 feet right here. So what we're going to assume is that there's a constant slope up in this direction from the 619 dot to the 622 dot. In other words, this is 619, 620 would be about right there, 621 would be maybe right there, and then 622 would be right there. So I know that the land surface is going up in this direction from 619 to 622. And it's also going up in this direction from 619 to 638. So it's going to go up 619, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, all the way up to 638. Now the actual land surface, who knows? There could be a hole right here. There could be some weird stuff, but we just don't know. So we're just going to assume a constant slope between these. And also, if I go this direction towards the 608, I'm going down. So if this is 619, this would be 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, all the way down to 608 feet here. So a couple of things, contour lines cannot cross. We could never have a 620 line that goes across and does this to the 600 line. It's impossible to have two different elevations at the same location. So we'll get rid of that. All right, so let's try to draw this, and let's just kind of look at the rules. Like I said, they've already done this for us. So let's go ahead and label that as 600. 600. Notice that when they were drawing this, they just barely missed this 599 line right here, or dot right here. They went just to the left of that. Why? Because 600 is not 599. It's a little bit higher. And the land surface goes up in this direction. Okay, so this is the up direction here. So let's do this. Well, let's start with the 620 line. That would be a nice easy one because look, there's a 620 dot right there. So I know that the 620 foot line has to go right through that dot. And then I'm going to go up and I see the 619 dot over here. So which side of the 619 do I need to go on for a 620 line? Let me write that to 620. So where do I have to go? Well, I have to know where the high side of this dot is, and it looks like it's going to be over here because that's 642, that's 661 over here, and this is the lower side. These are 500 foot marks over here. So I'm just going to keep going, and I'm just going to miss that dot right there. And then I look over ahead and I say, okay, 600. In one, there's a 621 line, so I know that it has to go just on that side of this dot because this is the low side of this point. And these numbers over here are all higher than 621. So I'm going to continue my line and just kind of go like that. And then I look over here, there's a 619 and a 622. I know my 620 line has to go somewhere in between, maybe right through there. So I'm just going to keep on drawing right through there. And I just continue to do this. There's 623. So I'm going to go around here and loop just to the right of this one, because this is the downslope side here, and these numbers are higher here. So I keep going. I go, well, there's 619. Which side do I go on? 620 is a little higher, so I have to miss that dot by going right through there. So I'm going to connect up like this. And I'm going to go on this side of the 621 line. And it looks like it links back up. So I'm making circles here, which means this is actually going to be a hill. Okay. So they also started the 640 line right here. So there's 638. These numbers in the middle here are higher. This looks like it's going to be a mountain peak. So I'm just going to draw this, and I see a 640 line right here, so I know that line has to go right over here like this. And then I go, okay, where's the 640 line go? Wow, these are all too big here. A 640 line could not go in between 658 and 671. So it's going to go, like if this is 620, that's almost 660. So this is going to go right in between here like that. And 640 is going to have to go over here. Oops, maybe not quite that far up. I can just erase that. Maybe about halfway in between the line and that dot right there. So it's going to go like that. 642 is right here, so I need to go on the low side of that dot. Okay, hopefully you're getting the hang of this. And then we just kind of go back around, and looks like it's going to loop back up with this guy again. So we've got a nice little peak here, and it looks like it's going to be steeper on this side and more of a gentle slope on this side. Okay. So a 660, that's going to go through here. It's going to go on the high side of this dot, so it's going to go like this. Again, let's label all of these. This is going to be 640 here. 640. Nice to know where your lines are. 660 would have to go in between these two, somewhere down here. There's a 661, so wow, this is actually going to have to squeeze in between these two on that side of the dot. And then there's a 658, so I'm going to go on the high side of this number. I don't even see the dot there. So let's just kind of draw it like this maybe. Oops. Like that. Okay, so I avoid that one. It's kind of like halfway in between the 658 and the 662. That's where the 660 would go. 660. And notice my line goes right through the 660 dot. Okay? So that's cool. It looks like I have a pretty big hill here and maybe another hill over here. I'm going to use that same technique to kind of contour all over here. Let's look at the 580 line, because they don't always make circles like this. Let's do 580. There's 581 right there. So my 580 line has to go on this side of the dot. There's a 596 and almost a 560, so it's probably going to go over here somewhere. So I'm going to draw my line over here. 560, that's 600, so 580 is right in between this dot and the 600 line. So I'm going to go through there. 578 is pretty close to 580, but it's a little bit higher, so I went on that side of this dot. Here's the 581. 565, I can draw a 580 line that goes right through here. Oh, but what the heck? There's another 580 line right here. So looks like I screwed that up. So let's get rid of this and kind of redraw so that we nail this line. And we're going to kind of go this direction, it looks like. Definitely got to be able to erase on these. And then I look up here and I see 582, 597. It can't go in between these two dots because it's too high. So it's actually got to go kind of halfway in between. Oops, that's not halfway, but that's 578 and 582. So it's going to kind of come over like that. Okay. Again, I can try to move this a little bit and make it kind of go right in between those two. Super easy, but let's do one more that might be a little more challenging. Let's do the 560. Now I see 560 all over the place. Here it is right here. Here's another 560 over here. 560 right here. 558, so this is actually going to go just on that side of the dot and then come over here. And then I see a 562 right here and a 559 right here. So this is probably going to go something like this. And then I look up here and I go, okay, well, where do I go? Where does my 560 line go? 578, 581, 565. These are all too big. My 560 line cannot go this direction. So where do I go? Well, I see a 559 and a 558 and a 580 over here. So the 560 line must go just this side of that one and that one. So I'm actually going to turn back around and go this direction with my 560 line. 560. Now where do I go over here? 562. That's 600 right there. So my 560 line has to go below this dot, pretty close to this one. And it looks like it's just going to kind of go off the map right there. Maybe something like that. And I can erase this if I need to and redraw it. Try to make them as smooth as possible. So one of the things you want to do when you're drawing a map like this is you don't want to make it into a big squiggly wiggly flower shape. That's not what the contour lines would look like. So you want to make the lines as smooth as possible. Okay, kind of like I did. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. I'm just drawing this with a mouse, but you kind of get the idea. So you're going to just kind of continue to do this in here. You're going to draw the 540 line. You're going to draw some contour lines in here. And you're probably going to do another 580 line over here. So it's totally possible to have two different 580-foot contour lines that are at different locations. So again, this is our 580 right here. So there will be another one over here on this side that goes through that, a separate line. All right, so I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions on this.